Hello and welcome to Talking Survivor with Chris Hardwick. No, that's not what this is. This is the Weekly Whatever, our weekly show where we talk about whatever we want, which is mostly Survivor, and we mostly aren't Chris Hardwick. I'm Chris,
Mostly.
though.
And I'm Brad. I'm Hardwick.
We should change your name to Hardwick and just get
Yes.
all those clicks, free clicks. Chris Hardwick is talking about Survivor? Oh my God. Oh, okay.
I'm so thrown off. Oh, what a start.
Okay.
Oh, that was the best part of this last week of Survivor right there. That
Yeah,
was it.
it was a rough episode, as
Yeah.
I'm sure you know
Yeah.
if you're tuning in.
Yeah.
You suffered through that, and you wanted something to turn that frown upside down.
That's us.
It's probably won't do it, but
Boom.
you're here.
Yep.
That's cool.
Uh what episode was it? Was this episode 9?
9 makes sense because we're down to final 8. That makes
I'll
sense.
subscribe to that logic. Sure. Why not?
Yes.
All right. Sure. Okay, that's fine. So episode 9, we're gonna go with it. We lost Debbie in this episode. We'll break down everything that happened in this horrible, from a strategic perspective, episode.
Yeah.
Before we do, hit the buttons below the video that make the numbers go up.
Every single button,
All of
except
them.
for the X button in Firefox.
And the
Or Chrome.
dislike button.
If it's Internet Explorer, you can hit the X button. I don't care.
Okay. But those don't make numbers go up.
That's true.
Yeah.
So you only want them to hit the buttons that make numbers go up. Yeah.
That's true. Subscribe and like the video.
Good.
In that order. If you do it in the other order, I'll know.
He's watching. But if they subscribe, yeah, no, it's okay. It won't take them to another page.
No, it won't. It's just a button. It's just you click the button, and then
Safe,
you know
guys. Buttons are
when
safe.
all the videos are coming.
Yeah.
That's it. You'll just get them all. You don't have to come find us again clicking through videos. We'll be there.
God, tired.
Wow, let's talk about Survivor.
Oh yeah, Survivor. I love it. Okay, so Debbie, she went home. I'm glad because she was irritating.
Yes.
I'm not gonna watch her Ponderosa video.
Don't.
It's
bad.
Yeah.
Lots of
But
juggling.
it was, in my opinion, a bad call on the side of the brains who fucking did it. They were just like, let's get rid of one of the people in our alliance because the brains need more power. I mean, the bronze need more power right now.
Yeah.
It's just let's look it up.
Yes. The only thing I don't really agree with, and I want to talk about this from specific people's perspectives in the game and where they are now. It's not really the brains that did it. It was really just Julia, or not Julia, Aubrey. She's the only brain involved in the vote out of Debbie.
Oh yeah, I kind of think of her as the brains,
brains.
because the other brains don't have brains.
No, Joe. I mean, Joe was kind of stubborn. He wouldn't vote for Debbie.
Yeah.
Obviously, because why would he vote for Debbie?
Why would anyone? Oh my God.
Yeah. And then it was Michelle and Sydney and Julia. So it was the girls that did it.
It was Women's Alliance.
It was
voting out woman.
Voting out.
So this is Women's Alliance? No, that's not.
I mean, kind of. It's 4 of them. They're all women.
They voted together.
Does that qualify?
Okay, whatever. Semantics. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
The point is.
Yep. What's the point?
At this stage in the game, they had 5 of them, if you count Debbie. And they had Joe because he's just there.
He's there. Yeah.
And so, on the other side, so that's 6. Yes. And then there was another 4, right? 3.
Yeah.
So there's just Scott, Jason, and Ty.
Right.
Voting for someone with a big, scary super idol.
Right.
That they
Which
can use.
They don't know about. Well, Sydney
was stated in Tribal twice
that it exists.
Yes.
Right. They don't know specifically where it is, I don't think.
Well, before they voted, Jason made a show of giving his idol to Ty.
Right. At Tribal.
At
this Tribal, yes. They did.
And so, at that point, it needs to become a priority to flush that thing. Right? If it's known that idols are in the hands of your enemy, right, and you don't flush it, you're giving them twice as much power. Like you're giving them this vote and the vote after,
Yes, they are. They
and then you don't
absolutely
have
are.
numbers.
They absolutely
Because
are.
you're at the point where if you let them do that, you don't have numbers anymore, and that's what they did.
Yes.
So
Yeah. I
the
mean,
big question is, if you are in the Women's Alliance, do you believe in the Super Idol, or do you think they're messing with you?
I think you believe in the Super Idol. Only because Sydney would have known about the idol and there was a
Oh
talk about
yeah,
Super Idol. Sydney knew about the Braun Idol. I don't know if she knew about Ty's Idol. That's the only part. The only problem with that I have is that uh they're at tribal already. I'm so rarely are you gonna see a plan change when you're at tribal. So
well,
rarely.
that's unfortunate, but
And
they should have.
well, possibly, but so
How hard
what
is it to just
they
be like,
well they knew that what happened at tribal. Ty pulled out his idol. He has an idol. We know he has an idol. Jason has an idol. He shows us he has an idol. He says he and Scott are gonna Rochambeau for the idol after the votes. So then they go vote. But who are they gonna vote for? If you
one
guess
of them,
and you're wrong,
then one of you goes home, and
yeah,
yeah, you gotta accept that. You gotta just take
33%
that.
chance.
There's 5 of them.
Yeah, but you can't vote. No, but I mean, you can. If there's two idols and three people, you have a 33% chance being right, and no one in your alliance goes home. And that's a just decision to make at tribal.
But you still gotta flush it. You got to.
I
You
agree
got,
with
you have to
that.
try.
I agree with that.
Because if
I
you
just
don't
think it's
try,
too
then the
late.
idol's there forever.
Yes, I just think it's too late at tribal. That's the only thing. And Debbie wanted to flush the idol. That was Debbie's plan. But she didn't want to vote out Julia, and that, I mean, because she's just assumed Julia's with them. She's like, no, no, she's with us, and Aubrey and Sydney get fed up, and they're like, we just got to get rid of Debbie. Ridiculous, ridiculous.
Yeah.
Um, but I do want to talk about uh where that leaves us now,
Okay, yeah.
and I think we can then decide whether or not this is truly an insane play.
Okay, so I think at this point we're in agreement that next vote, Super Idol gets played, and it becomes 3-4 for the numbers, right? I
Well,
mean, it's 3-3.
here's the it will what do we got? We still have 8 people in the game.
Okay.
So I mean, they could play the Super Idol if they have to. Like, this is the stupid thing about the Super Idol, and I don't like it, is that if they don't have to play it, they just won't play it. It's not going to go anywhere. They'll never have to flush that Super Idol. They'll never have to use it unless they are going to lose somebody. So
Which is why
there's no
people in
risk,
numbers have to concentrate on them.
right?
They
If
have to get a
if they
vote
know what
off.
it does, they don't necessarily
Yeah.
know what it does.
It's really imbalanced, and it's really unfortunate.
I don't like it. It takes away from the whole suspense of is he going to play the idol? Isn't he going to play the idol? It's like, okay, if he's getting voted out, of course he's going to play the super idol. He knows that. Um, I think that's a little stupid, but that's a different issue. Let's talk about this from Aubrey's perspective. Where's Aubrey in the game right now? She just voted with Michelle, Sydney, and Julia. If Julia and they have like, where's Joe gonna go?
Joe's with Aubrey,
You got to think he is
isn't he?
now.
He's ride or die with
He was
Aubrey.
he was
Even though he voted out Debbie,
he
he's
didn't
still.
vote out Debbie.
I mean, even though she
Yeah,
voted out Debbie, he's still with her.
right. You got to think. I mean, he was closest with Debbie, I think.
Yeah.
But where's he gonna go? So, so is that a tight 5? Does Julia now go with the guys?
No, she's still staying with the Braun. Okay,
She
so
she
it's hard
wasn't
for me to
okay.
talk about from Aubrey's perspective
Okay.
when Julia is still so up in the air. Because I
Right.
think from Julia's perspective, siding with the guys at the reward challenge, we said that was the dumbest thing ever.
We did.
But it actually probably gonna win her the game.
Yes. Honestly.
Because yeah, she's shown that she's with them, and even though she voted out Debbie, like she didn't vote against them, and now they're in a position where they're one super idol away from having numbers and just stomping out the rest of uh, Joe, Aubrey, Sydney,
and Michelle.
and Michelle,
Yeah, you're
and then just get rid of.
absolutely. Yeah, and we said this when we were talking after the episode. The season, there's a very clear path to the end. The season is over. Julia
Julia
wins
won.
if she sees that.
Yeah,
All she has to, like, who's gonna vote for Scott and Jason over Julia in
nobody.
the end? And I especially want to talk about this. Let's hypothetically say final two, it's Jason and Scott. Who wins the game?
Interesting.
Scott, I mean, people have constantly been very vocal, specifically like Michelle, that Jason's very obnoxious, it's very arrogant, and they don't like him. But Scott, this episode was very clearly the front leader of the whole let's pour water on the fire, we're hiding your shit, we're just messing with you.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that works in Jason's favor if it's a final two.
Hmm. So what's the jury? It's, I mean, because right now between like, uh, One Leg Pete and Nick, Neil is
one
his name.
leg, one leg Pete.
Didn't they
Okay.
chop his leg off? Okay.
Yeah, I don't think they chopped it
Neil.
off. Close though. Yeah.
Yeah. Neil.
Neil and Nick and Debbie, and
I
then
don't
you're
know.
you're adding on all the other people left in the game.
Yeah.
All right, let's open it up a little bit because that's just a like really picking between two evils. Um,
Yeah.
is Ty is there? Is Ty winning the game in a final three with them?
Yeah. I wins against anyone.
Is
Right?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. Is there any chance that the jury will be so bitter against Julia, just flipping and joining the guys, that she doesn't win the game?
No. No. I don't think that's ever really worked out like that. In a game where you have bitter jurors, they always go for the coattail rider, basically, right?
Yeah, but she's not the coattail rider in that scenario, right? She made the move.
Hmm.
I mean, I think Julia still wins,
Yeah.
but I think it's close. It's just that Jason and Scott are so hated out there.
Yeah.
Um, all right, so we think that Julia, all she has to do is go with the guys, and if she does that, there's 8 people in the game. If for whatever reason the votes don't come down 4-4, and it's like 4-2-1 or 4-2-2 or something stupid on the other side, 4-3-1, something stupid on the other side, they still have the super idol. They don't have to play it.
Yep.
Like, I don't see a scenario in this next episode where they don't, all 3 of the guys move forward.
Yeah. So sad.
Well, okay, let's talk about that because I think this season's really interesting. I don't think it's good. I think it's really interesting.
Interesting
I
in terms of how much assholery can like win you the game. Like how far can it get you? Because it's
well,
gotten them real
it's
far.
gotten them really far. Like you can't you gotta give them credit. What they did worked. They hid their shit. They created chaos. Yeah, it was very out in the open, and it wasn't as stealthy as Russell has done in the past, but it worked. It created a lot of problems. Julia comes over to their side, which okay, it happens to work, but it kind of fell ass backwards into that convenient situation. Um, but there was a lot of fighting, and it worked.
Mm. Yeah, it's hard to deny that like what they did worked. Obviously, it worked, but
Oh,
was it even necessary?
no, absolutely. They could have come back to Cam and just like, that was a great move. Good job, guys. And then they could have gone to Sydney. It's like, yeah, you're right. Nick needed to go. And then they move forward. They could
Because
have very easily
regardless
done
of
that.
any of that conversation and any of the stuff that happened and voting Debbie and stuff, they could have done the super idol thing,
Yeah.
and Debbie still would have done annoying enough shit to
Potentially.
cause him to vote her out.
Potentially. Yeah, we don't know. All we know is that they tried to create some chaos, and they're all three guys are still in the game, and they have the super idol. It's not the route I would have gone, but it's a route that they went, and it seemed to work. It kind of torpedoed their own game in the process, but
Yeah.
it does look like it's gonna work. Um, all right. So for Julia, she's again. This is the third time I'm coming back to it. She's just got to go with the guys, and then she's probably winning the game, right?
Yep.
That's it. The whole season is done.
Yeah, you can stop tuning in and just watch like the last few minutes of the finale, or the first few minutes of the reunion.
Yeah.
See her get her big check, and then say, "Oh yeah, those guys were right."
Yep. Fucking nailed it.
Nice.
Jason and Scott, runners up.
Yep.
High fourth place.
Ty, man.
You
What
have
a little shit.
you have a problem with Ty.
I just don't like he's this, oh, I'm so like cute and everybody likes me, but also he's just an asshole.
Is he
Like
though?
he's so not even just complicit with what they're doing. He joined in. He was like, "Oh yeah, I kind of like it.
Yeah.
Let's just be a dick." And then
He never
just kind
said
of
I
doesn't.
kind of like it. He never said that. The whole
He
episode
said
is
he's like, "Oh, this is war, so I
it's
have to
like,
do the
yeah,
right
this
thing."
is necessary. I don't like it, but it's
But
necessary.
it wasn't necessary.
No. But it's again, this is the whole thing. I think it's so interesting. The fall of Ty, the most likable
It's
human
just mob
ever.
mentality.
He's
He's not
corrupted
like,
by these horrible people. He went to the dark side.
eh.
It's so fun. I think it's so fascinating, and like the whole season, it's so interesting to me. I have no idea how it's going to turn out. I mean, we know how it's going to turn out, but I really don't know how it's going to get there yet.
That's actually a good point. This is probably the most Lord of the Flies like season
Yes,
that they've had,
yeah,
where factions are just like total assholes and fucking with like, because it really is exactly like Lord of the Flies. Now that I think about it, and it's never has it ever happened before, other than like one person being a dick.
not
Like
really.
this is factions of people who are out to oppress other factions of people.
it's it's strange. It
Yeah.
is. Um, you know, I think what's interesting is that there's two very clearly opposed sides, and one is not obliterating the other.
One's not obliterating the other
Well, I mean,
yet. You mean?
yes, yet the
Okay.
fact that we're continuing to go deep into the game, and there's still a few of each, and it's very clear, and it's not just like you could see like one season where Russell, and then it's like heroes versus villains, where like the villains are kind of being dicks, and then they just wipe out all the heroes. It's not like that. It's
Yeah.
it's remaining relatively even, and it could still break either way. It
Hmm.
shouldn't, but I think that's possibly why it's so interesting to me, at least. It's just I've been really interested this whole season. It's not a good season. It will be a bottom 10, bottom third season for sure, but I think it's absolutely fascinating how everything's breaking down, and especially I love the fall of Ty, man. It was so fun to watch, and I really look forward to seeing where that goes. you
I remember I saw so many moments of like just wishing that the brains or like the women's alliance would follow suit and just fuck with them.
That would be really
Like
interesting.
it would have been so much more fun if it was like more balanced and not just letting the guys be assholes.
Right.
Like kill that chicken, eat it in the forest, and then like throw its head at Ty. It'd be hilarious.
he
He would
would be
cry
he
for
would be
so long.
inconsolable.
Yeah, it'd be
Yeah.
great. He deserves it.
Does he? He was so appalled. He's like, I don't like doing this. It doesn't. I don't feel good about this. And he does it anyway. But I thought it was really interesting, really funny. Um, we're all over the place. I don't know where we are in my notes anymore. I'm just gonna keep going with it. I'm gonna jump around. Did you like what Jeff did at the reward challenge, letting the survivors pick their own teams for the reward? Do you want to see more of that in the future?
No, I think it should always be schoolyard.
Yeah.
It's more fair that way because strong people are gonna bond and be friends, and then be just pick each other and then win.
Right.
You know?
Yes. Did you like it in this instance at all?
No.
I mean, it created Julia flipping to the other side.
Yeah.
I liked it for that
You
reason.
liked it.
I think it forces survivors to make more clear
Oh, divisions
things.
between
Yes.
themselves. Okay.
Right. For that reason only. I mean, I agree. If it just becomes like, well, I mean, he's strong and he's strong, I'm just gonna go hang out with them and we're gonna eat every week. That's stupid. But if you're sticking with your alliance, and I think maybe this is just like a one-off thing where it really fit this scenario.
Yeah.
And it worked great because there was 3 guys and you needed a team of 4, so somebody had to switch, or they would just do schoolyard pick. What'd you think of Joe's decision on which team to support in the reward challenge, choosing the
He
girls?
was just being loyal because he's just dumb.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Like he could have eaten, or he could have like,
Yeah.
and
Okay, what's the right decision, do you think, at that point? Did he make the right decision?
no, he should have eaten. They're not gonna be like, oh, Joe, I hate you forever now. Never working with you again. That's about Joe, guys.
All right, I agree with you. That made me think though. How far is Joe going in the game? Is he the last one
He's
of
not
that side they
yeah,
take
he's
out?
exactly.
Yeah. Are they
He's
just kind of hoping he gets medevac sometime in the season?
Yeah, let's just let that problem take care of itself.
Oh man, that's really funny.
It looks like there aren't going to be any more medevacs this season, though. Do you think that's it? Do you
I
think
hope
there'll be
so.
a few more?
I hope so. I hope
Just
that's
because they've
it.
had enough.
I just I don't want it to decide the season.
It breaks. It ruins the game. Like
Yeah.
the season would have been so different if both Beast Mode Cowboy and Neil were still in the game,
Yeah.
or if they played the full game.
Yeah. For Neil, I mean, he was the target that night.
But he had a fucking
He
idol.
did have whether or not he was going to play for himself or Aubrey is okay. Well, you could debate it forever. But hey man, you shaved him out of the game. It's your fault.
I did. Yeah.
Uh, but
Every day.
yeah. For Caleb, it is kind of a what could have been. It's really interesting.
I'm sure we'll find out soon.
Yeah, it'll be a couple seasons. We'll see him again. Let's see where we are.
I think I'm out of points at this point.
Yeah, we kind of jumped around all over the place. Why do you think the guys went after Sydney? Like again, Aubrey is slipping through the cracks as a target. She wouldn't have gone home anyway. But why are they going after Sydney of all people and not Aubrey?
Because they feel like they can't trust her, I guess. She was with them and then she wasn't, and they're just a little mad, and she's with them, so
Yeah,
they're out early.
I guess so.
Plus she's tough.
She is tough.
She almost beat Ty.
Yeah, she's a good challenge competitor. That's true. It would have been really interesting in this episode if Julia did not win immunity.
Yeah, that's true.
Because that's really what caused Debbie to be the one that went out. Because Aubrey wanted to vote for Julia, but Debbie did not want to vote for Julia, and then Julia ends up siding to vote out Debbie. Right? So does Julia then stick with the guys and then they vote out Sydney if Julia doesn't win immunity?
Yes.
I mean, that's a totally different outcome, and it's weird that Julia winning immunity took her away from the guys because Aubrey then needed her. Fascinating. When everyone is playing, just
So
horribly.
dumb.
Yeah, it creates really fun scenarios.
But they're not, I don't find it as fun because it it's so it's so hard to try and think about, like, okay, you can think about what makes the most sense for them at this point in the game, but when they're ruining things for themselves so badly and you can't, like, rely on them
Yeah,
making good decisions for
yeah,
themselves in the next episode,
yeah.
you just kind of like, I don't know.
Yeah, and people have said that. I don't remember who said that. Somebody said that. I think it might have been Jeremy. Not even in the season he won last season, but originally in 29, where you're trying to anticipate everybody's best move, and that they would do that. But you have to remember that a lot of people don't play that way because they're stupid. So you have to just try to figure out what they're doing, what should they be doing, and then if that's actually what they're going to do. And yeah, this season people aren't doing what they're supposed to be doing a lot of the time. But um, yeah, watching the episode, I am just as frustrated from a strategic point of view as you are. But when I'm thinking about what's coming up, it's really interesting to me because like how are they going to get there? How is somebody going to get to the end? I think
Yeah,
that's
I think
interesting.
I think there is actually, now that you said it, a big asterisk on our kind of path to the finale that we see as being so obvious. Is it gonna happen, or is Julia gonna be like, "Girl power, yeah, we can do it. Now that
Yeah.
Debbie's gone," and then, oh,
She could be really dumb about it.
yeah,
She could.
let's
Um
vote out Joe.
that would be hilarious.
He's
We'll
bringing
flush
us
the super
down.
idol. Let's vote out Joe. Oh man.
Oh,
No, don't do that.
but
That would be stupid. That'd be really stupid.
no.
Um I just if you're
Oh,
Julia, it makes too much sense to go with the guys. Who's going to vote for them other than each other? Like you can't pass that up. You really
yeah.
can't. Um that'd be like Spencer last season going with like who was it? What were their names? The hell? I mean, it was Jeremy and Tasha instead of siding with the goats.
Oh
And
yeah,
it's just
that's
like,
bad.
oh my god, you moron. Um, it's like, and I think this is even more clear cut, where they clearly will not win. It's a group of Abbies and Ty. Ty's fine. Everyone will love Ty. Everybody loves Ty.
When,
You,
okay, so okay, here's a big question. If you are the guys, I mean the Braun guys,
yep,
you have Ty,
I do have Ty.
and you have Julia, and it's final six, so there's still two more brainy guys, people,
Who?
women. I don't care, any of them, doesn't
Okay.
matter. And when do you decide to get rid of Ty? Because at final four, do you wait till then? Because it could be a endurance challenge where he's just going to go into Buddha mode and fucking win.
It's typically not anymore an endurance challenge in Final Four. It's like a long running gather
That's true,
pieces into a
actually.
puzzle.
Yeah.
But for argument's sake, okay, we could say maybe it is an endurance challenge. Um, 5? You get him at 5
Give it five, so that
because
you still have that buffer to get him at four.
yeah. So
So
what?
you only need two windows. You're saying
Yeah, I think
two
so.
windows.
So what do you like? You're saying so we're at Final Five. It's Joe and Ty.
Joe makes final
Right?
four. Oh
Joe,
god,
and then you vote
I
out
don't want
Ty,
to live.
and then and then and then Joe wins immunity in the final
Ah,
four, and Joe wins the seat. That would be that.
I would hate the
There's
show.
no way that would happen. He would probably have to have more than like zero point 0.8 confessionals per episode up to this point.
Oh man, this starting this week. He's gonna get this amazing edit
Oh god! Now that
and
Debbie's
just gonna
gone,
go
he's
all the
taking
way. Yeah,
over. Yeah.
he's gonna he's gonna put on his FBI hat and interrogate everyone.
Oh my god, no. What does the super idol do?
He's gonna go do some crunches,
Sure,
and
of
then he's
course.
gonna
Why wouldn't you?
win.
Yeah. Oh god, that would be terrible. Uh, yeah, that won't happen. Thank God. Um,
Okay, so you get rid of Ty at 5.
you get rid of Tie 5. I think so. I think. I mean, if you have to, you take your chances with him at 4, but uh, you got to get rid of him at some point. Or maybe they get rid of Julia. I don't think they will. I think if Ty's in the final, if Ty's winning the season, we're hearing a lot of hype coming out of this season beforehand. That's what I think.
Yeah.
The fact that we heard none, I think means Ty is probably not the winner.
Okay, so okay, if you're the Braun guys
Okay.
and you have to pick a third, who's your goat?
Joe. He might win.
He would.
I mean, what does he say when he's at the end? I got the firewood. I don't
did
know.
it.
I don't know his voice because I never fucking hear it, so I can't do an impression of it because he never talks.
He's Wes's dad. He's Keith. He's just
He's Keith. Or stick to the plan.
just
I don't think
because
that's
there's
cute.
he's the most recent old man from Survivor. Therefore, he's Keith.
All right. Yeah. I think if anybody out of that whole side, if they have to sit next to anyone, it's got to be Joe. Because what the hell did Joe do? I
But
didn't vote
they
out
can beat
Debbie.
Joe, really?
I think they have a better shot at beating Joe than anybody else.
Okay, so who on? Let's set the jury then.
Let's do
I
it.
gotta figure this out.
Neil, Nick,
Nick,
Debbie.
Debbie.
Just running out of everyone else. Aubrey, Michelle, Sydney, Julia, Ty. Yeah. I think that's it.
So would Neil vote for Joe?
I mean, yeah, like what relationship does Joe have with anybody?
Debbie would. He gets Debbie.
Yeah, she'd probably get Debbie because Debbie's stupid. In Debbie's Ponderosa video, she said Aubrey lost my vote. So, haha. If Aubrey gets to the end, you're not looking good. There goes Debbie.
Okay. So would Aubrey vote for Joe?
Sure. I mean, I guess.
Aubrey, Michelle, Sydney. I feel like they all could. Just out of bitterness.
I mean, yeah, Sydney, I think, out of spite, would not vote for the other two Braun guys. Michelle definitely would not vote for Jason for sure. Probably not Scott. He poured water on the fire.
Yeah, so Julia is getting booted by them earlier, and she thought she was finally, so she would as well. Same with Ty.
Ty would vote for the guys.
Ty would vote for Scott.
He would vote for Scott.
Okay, so Nick.
I think Nick would vote for one of the guys. Yeah.
Neil is the. So it's still 5-3, even if the rest of the guys.
Yeah.
Or the bronze.
I don't know, man. It would really have to depend on whether. Okay, let me ask you this question, and this is more of your own personal belief. If you're friends with somebody the whole game, but they do nothing, like you're not like super tight, they're not your closest ally, but you're playing with Joe, but he did nothing. Then he's at the end. Are you voting for Joe over people that you didn't really like but played the game, and you played against them the whole time? And they were kind of dicks. Or are you voting for the guy who literally did nothing? To be the winner of your season of Survivor. To when everyone thinks about the time you were on Survivor, they're thinking about that guy as the winner.
So I think you're right, and that's why Neil would not vote for Joe.
I think so.
But I think Aubrey doesn't give a fuck.
I don't know. She's just smart. She seems like a fan.
She
can fuck off. She's your winner pick right now, man. Come on.
Right now, yeah, she's not going to though.
No, she won't.
It's gonna be Joe.
She might. She's had a decent edit. Joe. Oh my god, dude. That's it. That was the last season of Survivor.
It just gets canceled by CBC or CBS.
It all went Kaoh Rong. Thank
uh,
you. Thank you.
Maybe
Yep.
that's why this season is so underhyped, because
It's the last
I'm an
one.
idiot.
They're just gonna
It's gonna
drift
go on
away.
fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, hopefully at the end, after Jeff reads the final tribal things, he jumps on the jet ski
He
and just
leaves.
sails away. He's like, "Oh fuck, Joe won. I'm out of
Yeah. Yeah. It's just It's just...
here."
Yeah. 4 votes Scott. 4 votes Joe. 1 vote left. Ah, for fuck's sakes! He just leaves. Drops the vote on the ground.
Keeping this check.
You want the check? Come find me. That's so funny. Oh my god. Wow. That went for a long time down that rabbit hole
Yeah.
where Joe wins the game. The least likely scenario to happen.
And yet, with enough like,
There's no way.
but
There is no way.
don't Jason and Scott have enough power to decide who they take? And aren't they going to know that he's the most likely person for them to beat?
Yeah. And then one of them wins the game.
Or one of
There's
them wins.
Yeah, there's
So
no
they're gonna
way Joe wins the game.
okay.
He's had less than 1 confessional per episode. I don't think that. I don't know if that's true or not. But like there's no fucking way he wins the game. It's not possible.
But it is possible for him to end up final 3, you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, if he gets to final 5 and it's Julia and Ty, then they might see a way that Joe wins or gets to the end.
All right.
I don't think he will, but I think there's a possibility. I think it's a really decent shot that he's final 5.
Hmm.
Because why would you take him out earlier? That's my thought.
That.
Yeah. All right. Well, that episode was a train wreck as far as strategy goes. Went from Julia being the target.
Oh.
Yeah. Julia to Debbie. Scott was a target. Sydney was a target. What is everybody doing? What a mess. And Julia was the one who got to decide, and she sided with the women. But now she could very easily just go with the guys. Or she could stay with the women. Who knows? Who the fuck knows?
What a mess.
It's a total mess. It's a lot of fun to talk about. Not great to estimate or guesstimate what's about to happen. Not great. But it was a good 2 episodes in a row with Nick going home because Nick was super douchey and really annoying. And then Debbie followed right behind him.
That's true, actually. Yeah.
I mean,
we have a lot less annoying people to listen to,
we do.
which is nice.
Yes. And,
I can see that silver lining.
yeah. I didn't mind Debbie when she was playing the game well back at
That was
the
ages
Brains.
ago.
Yeah, it was like episode 3 or 4, whatever it was. But once she stopped playing the game well, then she was still herself. It's like, I'm out. You can go away.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think we nailed it. Another fantastic episode of the Weekly Whatever.
Thanks for tuning in.
Boom. We'll see you next week.